Hello, and welcome to the RD CX in Action workshop series. My name is Val Jensen, and I'll be guiding today's presentation. This presentation is being recorded, and the recording will be sent to registrants in about 2 weeks. Today is the first in a series of 4 short customer experience workshops with the goal of helping all of us in rural development understand some fundamentals of what customer experience actually is and how we are working together to create customer experience for all of our RD customers. We're going to start off with an exercise, setting a baseline around what we know about customer experience. Then we'll talk about customer experience. Exactly what is it? And we'll find out what the customer experience team does. Next, we'll move on to customer service. What is customer service and how does it fit into customer experience? And we'll introduce you virtually to the RD customer experience team. Finally, we'll answer and discuss any questions or ideas you want to visit about towards the end of the session today. With that, let's get started. First, we're going to do a little brainstorm activity, and we're going to take a few minutes to get a feel for your current understanding of customer experience. So I'd like to invite you to type in anything you think might be part of customer experience in the chat. We'll share those ideas on screen as we see them start to come in so that everyone can also see them right in front of you. So go ahead and think about, when you think customer experience, what do you think might be part of what creates that customer experience? Ooh, we're seeing some great things so far. Listening in public websites, how satisfied the customer is, definitely. Problem solving, eager to help, active listening and showing empathy, great. Communication, responding positively and in a timely manner, positive attitude, all great things. So yes, thank you for that. Today, as we move through this workshop, we can see how some of these thoughts work into customer experience. So with that, what is customer experience? Customer experience is the sum of all our customers' experiences or interactions with rural development. It's how a customer feels about those interactions, their customer journey. Customer experience is spread across many different touch points across rural development. When someone goes to our website, did they find what they wanted? Was it easy to find? Was it intuitive? An application process, was it confusing? Frustrating? Did they need to call someone for help? When they called for help, was someone able to help them? How the loan approval process works. You know, we approve a loan and it may take a little while to get obligated, or there may be conditions around receiving the funds. So all of that, each one of those touch points is part of their customer journey. Customer experience can be shaped by the 3 Ps: people, process, and product. People. Customers want to be able to speak to helpful and kind employees, whether they're on a call with the national office, a national office specialist, a state loan technician, chatting with an engineer. They want those positive interactions and those helpful interactions. Process. Customers prefer seamless and memorable experiences as they move through their federal assistance journey. This could be anything from assistance with navigating the loan or grant process to an easier way to make an extra payment on their loan. Or maybe is there somewhere they can go to, start to learn more or start to apply, understand how they might be eligible. Products. Customers want intuitive products that solve their problems, or in this case, services. Intuitive services that solve their problems. Some of you may have participated in a customer feedback survey or a listening session. Maybe it was a focus group. These are a couple of ways the CX team collects qualitative information that helps us understand the customer journey. And with that, you've heard me say it a couple times, and you may hear me say it a couple more times, customer journey. When we collect qualitative data, we map out the customer's journey to identify any pain points along the way. We ask, is there a way to improve on the pain point? We may also use this process to identify bright spots. Then we can go ahead and assess where those bright spots may be able to be replicated. So before we go any further, are there any questions? And once again, if you do have questions, you can raise your hand, type it in the chat.
And Val, I'm going to offer a general reminder. If you want to raise your hand to provide verbal comments, if you can click on the reactions button in the Zoom toolbar, and then you can click the raise hand icon. Thanks, Val.
Exactly what does your Rural Development Customer Experience team do? They work in 3 key areas: measurement and customer experience strategies, facilitation/engagement, and human-centered design. With the measurement and CX strategies, we work on culture and culture branding, like today's workshop. Have you taken a survey recently? Did you analyze the information into the customer journey? Did you know that USDA has a customer experience strategic plan? We do, and it is our job to address any strategies that may apply to rural development. Rural development has also been designated as a high impact service provider. So with that HISP designation, there are some mandated regulatory activities and reporting that we need to do around our branding and around those high impact services. With facilitation and engagement, we provide professional facilitation, some virtual webinars, workshop training. We help you through that presentation piece and that touch point outreach. We provide help with listening sessions and focus groups. You know, a lot of you have been on webinars or trainings that we've produced. That is also one arm of what the CX team does. And then finally, that human-centered design piece, which is a method of process change where we engage the customer to help us discover and design what the process improvement or solution should be. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with this method. And most importantly, we keep the customer at the center of this design process. And we look to design solutions that make it easier, more intuitive for our customers. So we've had some great conversation on the basics of customer experience. Now let's talk a little bit about customer service. So what is customer service? Customer service is a single event response to an acute customer need. Customer service can significantly impact the customer's perspective of overall experience. It's the hands-on, boots on the ground response to what the customer needs. So let's take a few minutes here. We'd love to have you either come off mute, raise your hand and come off mute, or to type some answers into the chat. Would any of you like to share any examples of customer service that you've experienced? Were you able to help an applicant with a borrower issue or concern? How did it go? And think about it, you know, on a day-to-day. Is there anything that you typically work with on a day-to-day basis that maybe are more kind of one-off issues?
Val, we've got a hand raise. So Gabe, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself, give us your experience.
Hello. Hi. I once had I was at a conference representing rural development one time, and the individual from Alaska asked for a summary of rural development's programs. So it was just a one-time request, and I just ensured and I sent him an RD program matrix, and it was the updated one in April of last year.
Great. Thanks for that, Gabe. Great example. And we do have a lot of programs, so it is hard for us to maybe kind of detail what each of them do, but knowing that that customer matrix is there and being able to provide it was definitely helpful to them. So each of you, thank you for that. I don't see any more hands raised or any more thoughts in the chat, but each of you are a key part of the customer experience within rural development. Really, field staff, there are experts in customer service here, and they do a fantastic job. So let's explore the difference between, actually, let's just go back to customer service and kind of talk about what it is again. Personalized. In order to provide that good customer service that's personalized, it starts with that human touch. Each interaction greatly improves customer service and lets the customer know that your company cares about them and their problems. So when we think about customer service, we think of it as an opportunity to earn your customer's business all over again. The competency part. Consumers have identified competency as the element that plays the biggest role in good customer experience. So to be competent, a customer support professional must have a strong knowledge of their entity and its products or services, as well as the power to fix the customer's problem. So the more knowledge you have as that customer service professional, the more competent you become. And convenience. Customers want convenience. They want to be able to get in touch with someone when they need some help, and they want to use whichever channel is most convenient for them. So when we think about customer service, we think about it in offering support through multiple different channels. Maybe it's our websites, maybe it's speaking with them, maybe it's having some roundtable discussions, but making that channel of communication something that is easy for the customers to figure out and they know how to contact you. So we're going to take a couple minutes here to discuss the difference between customer service and customer experience. So as we look at this chart that's on the screen, the purpose of customer experience is to create a seamless experience for the customer at every stage. The purpose of customer service is to resolve customer issues and offer solutions, more of a single touch point. Customer experience accounts for the entire journey from start to finish or end to end. Customer service role or focus is to serve and retain the customer. The goal of customer experience is to be proactive and leave an applicant or borrower with a positive experience when thinking of rural development as a whole. Customer service is often a little more reactive to help an applicant, to help a borrower with a specific component of that overall customer journey. So each person, the entire organization, all of rural development is responsible for both customer experience and customer service. The customer experience team may be more accountable. We're the ones that are kind of helping to report. We're accountable for bringing this awareness, but all of us are responsible for that customer journey and customer experience. Customer experience focuses on improving brand value, while customer service focuses more on improving customer satisfaction. And then finally here, customer experience focus on completing customer maps as a means to measure performance. Customer experience often measures the number of applications, number of obligations, number of repeat customers. They're looking maybe at a few different pieces within that customer experience as a whole. Does anyone else have any thoughts or differences? Have any other way to kind of describe the differences between customer experience or customer service? Again, don't be shy. Feel free to raise your hand, put it in the chat. Just looking at it from your thoughts at this point.
Val?
Yes.
This is one thing I'd like to share, a point is that customer experience can't be successful without customer service. That would be a big missing link. So it's always a shout out to our experts in the field providing amazing customer service that we hear about through our customer service surveys, feedback surveys, is the great customer service. And so it's just a really important part that people know, and we celebrate how great the customer service is and customer experience. We couldn't do our customer experience side of the job, putting the pieces together without the amazing customer support and customer service out in our field.
Very well said. Thank you, Lou. That kind of transitions me into where does customer service fit into customer experience? So that customer service is one part of that holistic customer experience. Customer experience is the complete journey. So once again, you know, it starts with all of you and with all of that boots on the ground viewpoints and that help that they are getting. So we're going to do another brainstorm activity here. So we've talked about some key components and some differences. So what else do we do? Let's take a few minutes, type your information into the chat again. What do we do in our daily work that might also be a key part of the overall customer experience? Oh, we're seeing some great thoughts. Keeping the customer informed of the status of their loan and grant application. Very good. Answering emails, great. Listening to our customers. Returning calls or emails. Oh, here was a good one. Nonverbal communication. Yes, think about that. How are you communicating? How is your body language when you're working with your customers? Keeping internal records up to date so responses can be timely and accurate. Updating websites. Body language, very good. Communicating changes. Being welcoming. Can you expand on that a little bit? What are some ways that our people feel welcome or that you can be welcoming? Great, being prepared with information needed. Yep, this is a great example as well. Always ending emails with don't hesitate to reach out if you need further assistance or have more questions. Showing up on time and ready to get to work. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much for that, those thoughts and ideas. Let's move on to meeting the customer experience team. So our lead program management and program analyst is Lou Torres. We have Lauren Rayburn on our team, who is a CX strategist. Lauren works a lot with our customer strategy side, working on the HISPs. Some of you may know Maggie Wilkins and Scott Sesserich. They work a lot on our webinar team. Maggie is the management and program analyst. Scott is our community development specialist. And Taylor Abens works a lot with Lauren Rayburn on the CX strategy side. And then myself, Val Jensen, and I work on the CX strategy side. And I do work to help support Maggie and Scott from time to time. So if you need help with anything, you have questions on customer experience, want to get to know more about it, please don't hesitate to send us an email at that ic.customerexperience@usda.gov. We'd like to hear from some of you. Do any of you have questions? Do any of you want to visit further about customer experience versus customer conversation, or excuse me, customer service? So we will be offering 3 more short 1-hour workshops during fiscal year 24. And once again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate, raise your hand, put them in the chat. But we look forward to building our knowledge of customer experience with each workshop. We encourage you to think of ways in which each of you can continue to build on that outstanding customer service you all provide to ensure our customers have a positive experience with every interaction and every touch point with rural development. Once
Hey,
again,
Val. Oh,
Yep.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank people today for taking the time. I know that everybody is really pressed right now. Our schedules are crazy. Part of what we've been tasked at the departmental level for rural development is to start creating that CX culture. And so we've learned that these short little snippets of little workshops help people start to understand and embrace. And as we move forward, they'll become a little bit more involved. But thank you. We really appreciate it. And anytime you guys attend one of our workshops or come across a survey and you have some thoughts and ideas, we would love to hear from you. The way that we're going to create this great CX culture in rural development is together as a large collaborative team. And like Val said, we're all responsible for customer experience. While the CX team may be a little more accountable for some of those strategy, the USDA CX strategy plan. I think there's 21 activities that directly affect rural development, but we're busy and we're also learning. And rural development is going to learn customer experience strategies together. So I welcome you being here. This is our first one that we've done, that we've launched. And if you have any thoughts that, hey, I'd like to learn something else about customer experience. You know, people hear voice of customer and how we do feedback surveys. You know, there really is a science to that, putting those questions together that collect the right information. And what do we do with that information after we get it? How do we build a journey map? How do we, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun building a customer map and looking where things are working well and where they could be maybe working better. And so please reach out to us. We're open to all suggestions and are really excited to be a part of the customer experience team and working together with everyone. And I do want to celebrate the customer service that rural development provides to all of our customers, because we've heard great things in our feedback surveys about our customer service. So you guys are doing a fabulous job. So thank you. Thanks, Val.
Yep. Thank you, Lou, and thank you to each one of you that joined today. And again, thank you for that fantastic customer service all of you provide. It really does make our job and our journey mapping a lot easier when we know we have such great people around us that are wanting and willing to be so helpful to our customers. So with that, we will let you have about 30 minutes back to your day. And we will see you again next quarter as we do another workshop to introduce the customer experience to RD. Thanks, everyone.